Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well today because in this opportunity, our group want to present a fascinating topic about Shakespeare's work, the comedy of errors. But in today's presentation, we're only going to be discussing about the symbol and what is the meaning behind it. Okay, so first of all, before we are going to the discussing, let us introduce ourselves. I'm Anisah Nurussofwah.
I'm Aghnia Auliyanti.
I'm Azizah.
I am Hanifah and Cahyani.
And I'm Yasmine Rahma.
So, without further ado, let's begin by exploring the first major symbol, the gold chain that will presenting by Hanifah.
Okay, for the first is the gold chain. So this symbol appears in Act number 3, which means mistaken identity, and the gold chain it symbolized the materialism and miscommunication. And this gold chain given to Antipholus of Syracuse symbolizes trust and mistaken obligation. It leads to conflict and arrest, representing how material items can complicate relationship and identity. So the next one is Ephesus, the city setting. So Ephesus is more than just a setting. It's a world of illusion where identity collapses, and it's where people become strangers to themselves, but also where they rediscover each other. And Shakespeare used the city as a symbolic ultimately clarity. And this city setting appears in throughout the play.
Okay, next is the rope. In one scene, Dromio is ordered to fetch a rope to punish Antipholus, who is accused of being insane. However, this rope then becomes part of misunderstanding because it is confused with the previously ordered gold chain. Instead of being a tool to solve the problem, the rope actually makes things worse. And then the symbolic meaning is the rope shows how simple intention can turn into threats, especially when communication breaks down. These symbols reflects the impact of small misunderstandings that lead to great chaos. In a social context, the rope can also be interpreted as a tool of power, where the innocent can be punished simply because their identity is misunderstood. And then next is the twin. The play centers of two sets of twin is Antipholus of Syracuse and Ephesus and Dromio of Syracuse and Ephesus. The entire conflict in the play stems from the mistake of identifying who is who. And then the symbolic meaning is the twins symbolize how fragile human identity is when only seen from the outside. They also reflect the dualism humans being in the two places, two states, two confusing possibilities. This symbol challenge our understanding of who we really are we who are, or what others see us. In the context of a comedy drama, twins also reinforce the elements of slapstick and chaos, but behind it lies an existential reflection.
The next is the Gurge. In the final play of the part, the character seeks refuge in the Gurge, where all misunderstandings are finally revealed. The Gurge symbolizes calm and truth in the midst of chaos, as it is there that all identities are restored and conflicts are resolved. And the next is the money. The money represents the unfair society where even when your identity is misidentified, you are still economically responsible. Throughout the play, various transactions and debts triggers various conflicts. Example given gold chain, payments, restaurant, etc. This implies how society often cares more about money than truth.
For the next is the chaos. The chaos in the comedy of errors serves as a mirror to reflect on the uncertainty, the fragility of social order, and the limitation of human perception. It shows that there is always hope for enlightenment in the middle of disruption. It can be read as a representation of human life, which is often influenced by misunderstanding, coincidence, and uncontrollable elements such as fate or destiny. And next is the journey. In this work, the journey is the key element of the storyline and the trigger for transformation. It is a symbol of the cast, the test, the transition, and the bridge that ultimately brings truth, reunion, and harmony after an intense chaos. The journey of the twins itself reflects the process of seeking identity, along with the discovered lost connection between them.
Okay, so now let's take a look at how women themselves function as symbols in the comedy of errors. Actually, there are several women in this drama, but I just want to talk about Adriana and Luciana. So, the first one is Adriana, who is the wife of Antipholus of Ephesus. She symbolizes the traditional expectations of a wife. She is royal, obedience, and care, but also fierce and jealous women. She is portrayed as a strong and determined character, and her assertiveness stands out against the backdrop of societal norms that often subjugate women. She challenges her husband's faithlessness and expresses her disappointment by questioning the disparities in freedom between men and women. For instance, she famously asks, "Why should their liberty than ours be more?" suggesting that women deserve equal freedom and autonomy. This reflects the struggles women face in their personal relationship and so is society at large. And the second one is Luciana. Luciana is Adriana's unmarried sister and the object of Antipholus of Syracuse's affections. She symbolizes the obedient, ideal Renaissance women, but actually she represents a contrasting perspective of Adriana. While she is initially more obedient in marriage, her character offers a glimpse into the varying responses women have toward male authority. Luciana's eventual engagement with Antipholus of Syracuse creates additional tension around themes of royalty and romantic ideals, revealing that women are not only defined by their relationship with men, but also by their personal desires and aspirations. So, guys, after hearing all of the discussion, now we are all know that even though the Comedy of Errors is one of Shakespeare's most comedic works, the symbols within it reminds us that beneath laughter, there are serious ideas being explored about who we are, how others see us, and how we restore order in a world full of confusion. And I think this is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening till the end. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.